Hurricanes are some of the most powerful and destructive natural forces on Earth, bringing widespread devastation and loss of life when they strike. In the US, regions like Florida are often in the path of these massive storms, facing significant damage year after year. But why is it that while states like Florida battle frequent hurricanes, California, despite being a coastal state, rarely encounters them? What makes these two areas so different when it comes to hurricane activity? In this video, we'll explore the key factors in geography that explain this striking contrast. Join us as we break down why hurricanes relentlessly strike some regions while sparing others. A hurricane is a large rotating storm that forms over the ocean, marked by strong winds, heavy rain, and destructive storm surges. These storms can cause severe damage to coastal and inland areas. The name was derived from a native Caribbean term for evil spirit, mainly for the destruction it caused years ago. Fortunately, technology allows potential hurricanes to be detected days before they strengthen. Although the Army Signal Corps tried issuing storm warnings as early as 1873, official US hurricane tracking didn't begin until 1890. After a major storm in 1899, a more organized system was created. Today, the National Hurricane Center, based in Miami, monitors storms, especially during the Atlantic hurricane season from June 1st to November 30th. Special aircraft equipped with advanced technology are flown into hurricanes to assess their strength. When a hurricane is possible within 36 hours, the National Hurricane Center issues a hurricane watch, advising people to stay informed. If the storm is expected within 24 hours, a hurricane warning is issued, and residents may be asked to evacuate and prepare. Despite these efforts, Florida, the most hurricane-prone state in the US, continues to suffer. Located in southeast US, Florida is famous for its beaches and warm climate, but also frequently faces hurricanes. On average, Florida is hit by a major hurricane every 3 years, more than any other state. About 500 tropical and subtropical cyclones have impacted Florida, more than any other US state. Since 1851, only 18 hurricane seasons have passed without a storm affecting the state. These storms have collectively caused over 10,000 deaths, most of which occurred before hurricane hunter flights began in 1943. In recent years, the damage from hurricanes has exceeded $300 billion, largely due to major storms like Hurricane Andrew 1992, Hurricane Irma 2017, and Hurricane Ian 2022. These powerful hurricanes either made landfall in Florida or brought Category 3 winds to the state. Hurricanes are classified into 5 categories based on their intensity and potential damage. Category 1 hurricanes, with winds of 74 to 95 miles per hour, primarily damage trees, shrubbery, and poorly built structures. Storm surges reach 4 to 5 feet above normal. In Category 2, with winds of 96 to 110 miles per hour, there is significant tree and structural damage, and storm surges rise 6 to 8 feet. Coastal flooding and damage to piers and marinas often require evacuations in low-lying areas. Category 3 hurricanes have winds of 111 to 130 miles per hour. Large trees are drowned, poorly built structures are destroyed, and mobile homes are obliterated. Storm surges reach 9 to 12 feet, causing severe coastal flooding and structural damage. Evacuations within 500 yards of the shore are necessary. Category 4 hurricanes, with winds of 131 to 155 miles per hour, cause even greater destruction. Category 5 hurricanes, with winds of over 155 miles per hour, lead to widespread devastation, with buildings destroyed and escape routes flooded 12 to 13 hours before landfall, requiring mass evacuations within 5 to 10 miles offshore. The most recent hurricane to hit Florida in 2024, Hurricane Milton, reached Category 5 intensity multiple times. It briefly weakened to Category 4 but re-strengthened into a Category 5 hurricane. Milton became the second most intense Atlantic hurricane ever recorded in the Gulf of Mexico, behind only Hurricane Rita in 2005. It made landfall on Florida's west coast just 2 weeks after Hurricane Helene ravaged the Big Bend region. Milton formed from a tropical disturbance in the Western Caribbean and intensified in the Bay of Campeche by October 5th. It became a hurricane on October 7th and underwent rapid intensification. reaching Category 5 winds of 180 miles per hour and a pressure of 897 millibars, making it the 5th most intense Atlantic hurricane on record. After fluctuating in intensity, Milton made landfall near Siesta Key as a Category 3 hurricane on October 9th. It weakened as it crossed Florida and became extratropical by October 10th. Milton is the strongest tropical cyclone worldwide in 2024 so far. While hurricanes frequently strike Florida, Californians seem largely unaffected, despite also living along the coast. However, they aren't immune to other natural disasters such as floods, wildfires, or earthquakes. In fact, no state has faced more high-profile disasters than California, with 285 disaster declarations since the year 2000. Though California is famous for its earthquakes, residents have so far avoided the long-feared Big One. Notable quakes include the 1994 Northridge earthquake, which claimed 57 lives and caused $35 billion in inflation-adjusted damages, and the 1989 Loma Prieta World Series earthquake, which resulted in 63 deaths. Today, much of the disaster conversation focuses on wildfires, droughts, and heat waves, all exacerbated by climate change. In 2018 alone, wildfires led to 103 deaths and caused $26 billion in damages. But when it comes to hurricanes, Californians are spared. Why does one coastal state endure these devastating storms, while the other doesn't? The answer lies in geography, but simply pointing to location doesn't fully explain it. So let's take a closer look. One of the primary geographic reasons Florida is highly vulnerable to hurricanes is its location within the region known as Hurricane Alley. This vast area extends from the west coast of Africa across the Atlantic Ocean, encompassing the Caribbean Sea and the Gulf of Mexico and reaching as far north as the Carolinas. Warm ocean temperatures are the main reason why this region is so prone to hurricanes and tropical storms. Hurricanes derive their energy from warm water, which must reach at least 80 degrees Fahrenheit to fuel the formation of a significant storm. Florida is situated right in the path of many storms moving through this corridor and is consistently exposed to tropical systems that intensify over these warm waters. In contrast, California is largely protected from hurricanes due to its proximity to the Pacific Ocean, which has cooler ocean temperatures. This cooler water acts as a natural barrier, limiting the formation and strength of hurricanes in the region. Hurricanes, which require warm water to maintain their power, weaken quickly when they move into cooler waters. In fact, cooler ocean temperatures reduce the energy available to a storm, effectively cutting off its primary fuel source. Another significant factor contributing to Florida's susceptibility to hurricanes is the state's consistently warm temperatures and high humidity during hurricane season, which runs from July to November. This period is marked by intensified warmth, creating ideal conditions for hurricane formation and intensification. Warm air holds more moisture, which is a crucial factor in hurricane development. Florida's high humidity further increases the likelihood of powerful storms. The moist air over the state provides a continuous supply of moisture that hurricanes need to grow stronger. As moist air rises, it cools and condenses, forming clouds and thunderstorms. This process releases latent heat, which fuels the storm's convection currents and helps the hurricane intensify. The more moisture available in the atmosphere, the stronger the storm can become as the cycle of heat and moisture continues. This is why hurricanes that hit Florida are often larger and more destructive, as they have access to both warm waters and abundant atmospheric moisture. In addition to ocean temperatures and humidity, wind patterns play a crucial role in determining why Florida is more vulnerable to hurricanes than California. In the tropics, where hurricanes typically form, the trade winds are the dominant wind pattern. These steady east to west winds, which blow near the equator, are particularly strong over the Atlantic Ocean. Most hurricanes that strike Florida originate as tropical disturbances off the coast of Africa, where warm ocean waters fuel their growth. The trade winds then carry these developing storms westward across the Atlantic, toward the Caribbean and the southeastern United States, putting Florida directly in their path. California, however, experiences different wind patterns that help steer storms away from the state. The prevailing winds over the Pacific Ocean, known as the westerlies, blow from west to east. These winds often push storms away from California and out into the open Pacific Ocean, rather than steering them toward land. As a result, hurricanes that form in the Pacific tend to move westward, away from California, and quickly lose strength as they encounter cooler waters. This explains why California, unlike Florida, is rarely affected by hurricanes. The rarity of hurricanes in California is also evident in historical records. While Florida regularly experiences hurricanes, more than 100 have struck the state in the last century, California has only experienced one significant hurricane in recent history. The last hurricane to make landfall in California was El Cordonazo in 1939. This storm, which originated off the southern coast of Central America, eventually came ashore at San Pedro, California, causing significant damage. At least 45 people lost their lives, and the storm caused around $2 million in damage to structures and crops in Southern California. The devastation was largely due to the fact that Californians were unprepared for such an event, as hurricanes are so rare in the state. In contrast, Florida has experienced multiple hurricanes each year, many of which have resulted in widespread destruction and loss of life. Disasters like these have both positive and negative effects on Florida's economy. On the one hand, they can stimulate short-term spending, but on the other, they cause long-term damage to property and infrastructure, leading to higher insurance rates and lower home values. In the short term, hurricanes can provide an economic boost. As a storm approaches, residents rush to purchase supplies such as food, water, gas, and emergency equipment, increasing retail sales. Additionally, post-hurricane rebuilding efforts can spur spending on construction and repair services, temporarily boosting local industries. However, the long-term economic impacts are overwhelmingly negative. Hurricanes cause widespread damage to homes, businesses, and public infrastructure. For example, Hurricane Irma caused an estimated $50 billion in damage to Florida alone, excluding lost wages, business interruptions, and increased insurance premiums. These long-term effects can cripple economic stability for years, reducing property values and making it more expensive for residents to insure their homes. Similarly, Hurricane Michael's destruction was estimated to exceed $30 billion, illustrating the immense financial toll these storms take on the state and the nation. Unfortunately, hurricanes show no sign of slowing down, posing an ongoing threat to Florida's well-being, economic health, and infrastructure. Floridians and Californians may both enjoy beautiful coastlines, but when it comes to hurricane seasons, their experiences are worlds apart. While Florida frequently braces for devastating storms, California remains largely untouched by hurricanes, facing different natural challenges instead. Understanding the reasons behind these differences helps us appreciate how geography shapes the risks we face. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more engaging and educational content. Thank you for watching.